All right, so hey everybody. It's been a while since I made a video, but life gets in the way, and honestly, I haven't had a whole lot interesting to review or talk about. But that's changed a little bit, so I'm here with a new T80 from Timex. As you may recall, if you watched the previous video, I got the LCD Q as a little gift to myself for a new job, and recently got a promotion, hence another little gift to myself. The LCD Q was representative of a watch from my first desk job. I'm not as much at a desk anymore with this new position, so I'm going to be out and about working with the public a bit more. Figured I'd change things up just a little bit, or give myself some options as far as changing things up, because I am going to have to dress differently from day to day. So now I'll have two options on which one to go with as a work watch. So yeah, this, by the way, the main reason I'm making this video is because at this time currently, there's really nothing else on YouTube covering the full stainless steel version of the T80, which is what this is. There is another video that is advertised as an all metal version. I don't think it actually is. I could be wrong. I mean, you should probably take that YouTuber's word for it if you do see that video. But if you see them both, you can compare and see what I have to say about this one and the looks of this one versus that other video and what that one actually looked like. So, yeah, I got this. Sorry for the bad lighting, by the way. It's dark out and my lights set up tonight isn't the best. But I got this from the Timex website. Amazon didn't have it listed. And they have plenty of T80s, but as far as the full stainless steel version, they didn't have this one. And Timex did. The whole reason I'm saying I wanted to clarify the stainless versus the normal is because obviously there is a price difference. It's not terrible though. I mean, I got it from the Timex website, and then once it's like listed as 109, but then of course through their website you can also, if you get their 15% off code, then you can use that, and then it's after taxes and with the free shipping it's under $100. And this is a lot of watch. This is a lot of stainless steel metal for under $100. So I think overall it's a pretty good deal. It's actually a really great deal comparing it. If you're just going by like metal and just presentation on the wrists, this, as you can tell, is a much bigger watch than the LCD Q. I mean, this is, I do love this watch. I wear it at least 3 times a week as it is. And I love it because it is very thin in profile, and it's pretty subdued, which I like, generally speaking, for most watches, especially for a work watch. But I even find myself wearing it out to things that aren't work related sometimes. I've had it for about a year and a half now, and it's done great. You can see it still looks great. It's had a pretty easy life, given how much I do wear it. There was one incident back in October. I was at a birthday party at a steakhouse and saying my goodbyes to the family and friends at the end of the night, and somehow it came loose. It must have, these things, I love the bands on them. They are a little bit of a hair snagger, but they're very comfortable to wear because they conform so well to the actual, there's so many moving parts that conform to your wrist very well. But since there is no safety on it per se, I guess this got snagged on somebody else's clothing, came loose, and I didn't see it fall, but I felt it fall off the wrist, and I heard it slap. This was a steakhouse, so it was like tile floor. Heard it slap the ground really in what sounded like a bad way. And I really was scared picking it up to see wondering what I was gonna see. But it's actually generally fine. The actual glass on it's fine. You can see some light scratches along the edge of the bevel there. But like I said, that's after pretty normal use for about a year and a half. I'll also mention that I just recently changed the battery out on it for the first time too. So the battery life on these LCD Qs seemed to be about a year and a half. It was one of those deals too. I saw it sitting on the counter. I hadn't worn it in a while. And I just thought to myself, just in passing, like, I wonder how much longer that battery is going to last. And then sure enough, like the next time I looked at it, it was dead. So it was one of those psychic sort of deals. But replaced the battery myself, not a big deal. And of course, on all of these quartz watches, you know, they're usually pretty easy to take care of. They are sort of a different version. This is a pop-off case pack. You can see here, this has got the screws, and they do actually take different batteries as well. This is a 2412, and this is a 2016, which is kind of annoying because 2 batteries came in the pack for this. And I still got one. It'd be nice to have it just in case when this one finally does go out. But anyway, yeah, the main thing I just wanted to do is let you guys have a look at it, because the other ones that you see that are sometimes, you know, they're advertised as metal, or it's not real clear whether Timex and the people discussing it are talking about just the bracelet, because it can be advertised as a metal bracelet, or full stainless steel. This is very definitely full stainless steel. You can tell from the brushing on the case and just from the weight. This thing is a pretty big chunk of steel, man. And it's it kind of reminds me of like I've got an old Kimber 1911, and it's one of those deals where, like, no matter how warm the ambient temperature is, you pick up a cold gun, or you pick up an all metal gun, it's cold to the touch. This is sort of the same deal. Every time I pick it up, at least for the first few seconds, it's cold to the touch. Whether it's the front or the back, yeah, it's cold right there. I love it. I don't know how steel works like that, but it's so cool. But yeah, I wanted you to see the difference, because this thing, like I said, under $100 after the 15% discount at Timex. This one, by comparison, is like $160, somewhere in there. And it looks and feels like a bit of a toy compared to the T80. Obviously, there's something going on there with the price difference. And you can also see, you know, this also gives you a good idea of the variation in the display. The numbers in this are much thicker, much easier to read. And then I'll also try and get the lights off so you can see the Indiglo, because this does come with Indiglo. All right, still a little bit of light in here, but this will definitely do the trick as far as the Indiglo goes. Good stuff. Definitely reminds me of being a kid and having that old Expedition watch. Of course, compared to the Q, not much going on as far as I'd never used a light button on this. I don't even remember where it is. I'm just gonna guess it is. All right, sorry, I'm back. I found it. But there you go. That's all you get with the Q for $160 versus that for the $100 watch, just under 100. Yeah, let me get the light back on. I'm not going to go through all the functions and stuff like that because, you know, there's plenty of regular Q videos out there that can go through that. And I'll be honest, I don't use any of that stuff. If I want to use lap time or something like that, or an alarm, I'll just use my smartphone. But I did want to give you an idea of the looks and the size. So I will give you some measurements here too. We are in millimeter. So it's advertised as 36, and it is indeed 36, closer to 37 by these calipers, but I wouldn't trust them a whole lot for accuracy. And then, 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. 37. There you go, about 41.5 as far as lug to lug goes. And I believe the band is 20, maybe less. No, I overshot. I would say 18. Let me actually get it in there. There you go, 18 for the bandwidth. Comparing that to this, I'm pretty sure this was, see, this is actually going to be wider. Interesting. Yeah, it's 19 bandwidth on the LCD Q. All right. But one other thing I wanted to show you, which I thought was pretty cool. The LCD Q box, as I recall, I have it somewhere, but I'm not going to bother digging it out. But as I recall, it was similar in style, but at least exterior. But then when you get into the interior of this, I think it's really neat. Of course, it's just a box, so it doesn't matter a whole lot. But it was just by chance that I even noticed this feature of it. So you're going to see the watches in here. It says a bunch of stuff how they're honored to they're proud to honor the reintroducing the T80 for a new generation. And that's really why I'm into these. I mean, because, you know, I was a child of the 80s, and I went through my share of little plastic Casios and Timexes, and you know, they do. I do have fond memories with having them, and now I get to have the grown-up version that's all steel. You know, that feels like a grown-up version, and looks like a grown-up version too, I think, compared to the resin-made ones, which I did want to touch on. The easiest way for me to tell just by picture is that the resin-made ones have a different sort of, you know, they've got like a different sort of bezel going around the edge, and like little bumps right here next to the buttons. This one, obviously being a stainless steel, it's all smooth all the way around there. So if you're just looking at a picture and you're not sure what style it is, whether it's resin or resin coated with like some sort of chrome or actual stainless steel, for me that's the easiest way to tell. You're missing the little bumps right under the buttons here. Oh yeah. Let me get one more measurement on this thing, because it is thick. And like I said, it's heavy. The only other watch that I have that's like close to this weight, and I don't have a way to weigh it, otherwise I would for you, but is the Detroit Mint Bullhead that I reviewed, like I guess a couple years ago now, about a year and a half ago. So yeah, it's at about 11 mil thick, which isn't huge. You know, you can get automatic chronographs that are going to be thicker than that, but for a quartz watch, I think that's kind of unusual. I mean, by comparison, you know, the LCD Q is closer to just 9 mil thick. Where the difference is in the actual technology, who's to say, other than the fact that this obviously has Indiglo, so it's got to have some sort of different lighting feature going on there that might take up some space. Oh yeah, but okay, back to the box. So yeah, this is cool. And then I was like, this is kind of a weird setup, you know, how this is all just kind of unfolds and stuff. But then check it out. If you keep going with it, this is a little hidden feature I didn't notice until like a day after I bought the watch, and I just tried to move the box. It gives you like a quick start setup here. Just opening up the packaging to show you how to set the time. Pretty neat. And then of course you can scan that for the warranty and instructions. But yeah, I think that's cool. Because that way, I mean, I'll be honest, like when the battery died on this thing, you know, I said before I couldn't find I'm pretty sure I know where the box is, but I wasn't going to go digging for it. So it was just easier to go online and look up the instructions for how to reset the time. But it may be the same deal with this if I lose the box, but at the same time, it's cool to know that it's right there on the box. But really, that's about it. I mean, as far as other options go, you know, Casio has their own retro stuff going on. I saw a video on an Armatron watch that looked to be all steel. I don't know a whole lot about it, but you know, Armatrons are generally speaking a whole lot cheaper. So if they do have an all steel version of their watch, that may be a pretty good deal if you're really looking to pinch pennies, but get something pretty cool and in a similar style of this. You can maybe check out that Armatron. But mainly, like I said, I didn't want to make this too long. I just wanted to give everybody a look at the proper stainless steel, brushed stainless steel version of this. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. Give you an idea of the finish on it. Like I said, it seems to be, it's just a nice brushed finish. Won't be bad for showing scratches. There's the back of it. So there you go. Just in case you wanted to actually see one live and in person, because like by the time you watch this, there may be more videos about this, but at this time, there's not. So just throwing it out there for you in case you were curious like I was. Okay, have a good day. Bye.